Alright, what's up? Future Gary here. Uh, Everything's been progressing super fast. The Heroes Niantic letters have already been written and been being shared and tweeted about all over the place. We stand with them on that. We're posting on our Discord, we're posting it on Twitter, and so just keep in mind this was recorded on April 1st, US time. So in the last 2 or 3 days, all this stuff was happening. So take that in mind when you watch it. We don't address it at all. Just wanted to address it now. And again, we'll have a link in the description to the petition, and we'll have a link to the letters. So feel free to share it around. Feel free to sign the petition with everybody else, with all the community members, and hopefully we can get a little bit out of it. But I also like to put into the mention, hopefully this isn't just for the raid passes, even though I'm being a little optimistic about that. If it can be for more than that, because there's a lot of stuff that they've been nerfing over the years. Raid passes are a huge one, but incense spawns would be a great one, and bring back global events. Just throwing my hat in the ring. So if we can get those two, that'd be great, but I guess right now we're just focusing on the raid passes. So sign the petition below. Make sure to spread the news. We have the pages on our Discord too, on the Pokemon Go channel, and hopefully you enjoy the video. See you guys. All right.
Yeah.
For once, I'm the excited one, and you're not. Even though it sucks.
Are you excited for this? Are you excited for this?
I'm ecstatic. I've always wanted to give. I wanted to. It felt like it was a little OP, and I felt like.
Okay.
I felt like they definitely.
April 1st over there, isn't it? It's still April 1st over there.
Oh yeah, actually, is it? Yeah, it is. Ha! There you go. Here's my contribution. Yeah, I really wanted an excuse to give them more of my money for the same amount of stuff.
And you can only do less of it.
My New Year's resolution was to get digital inflation. So, I think I've met my goals.
There you go. Yeah, I know. It's only April and you met it already. Good job.
Going fast. Okay, what are we doing here? Why are we here?
Why are we here? Because we decide to continue to play this game run by a company that doesn't know how to run said game.
To run the game.
And, yeah, so we gotta jump in on this, right? You got the website open there, right, Gary?
Boom, right over there.
Right there.
Right there.
Yeah, let's just go through the article, I guess, and we'll
just read it all and then talk about it after.
We'll read it. Yeah, we'll read it and then kind of, I don't know, react to it, give some comments.
All right. Oof. Energy. Okay. Gotta hype it up somehow.
Yes.
Gotta put a positive spin on this, you know?
Alright, we'll try.
If we want to be good Pokemon Go YouTubers. Updates to Pokemon Go's remote raids. Trainers, we want to give you a heads up about changes coming to Pokemon Go's remote raid passes. These changes are designed to rebalance the game and ensure it's enjoyed by trainers for years to come. Doesn't make any sense. I'll hold back. Holding back. The changes will go into effect on April 6, 2023 at 11 a.m. It's not much of a heads up, but okay.
That's not, they did not, they should have really, that's one thing that they should have done is like give us more of a heads up.
When it got leaked, they should have told us.
But
But no, they had to line it up with the shadow legendaries, the shiny shadow legendaries. They gotta make sure there's a good give and take. So we're not too mad. No. So Pricing adjustments. The price of Remote Raid Pass 3-pack will increase to 525 Pokecoins from its original 300 Pokecoins for the 3 Remote Raid Passes. The price of a single Remote Raid Pass will increase to 195 Pokecoins, almost essentially 200 Pokecoins per pass, when it used to be 100 per pass. Right? 100? It's not 150, it's 100, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
So, okay. So it went from the regular price of premium battle passes into what this is, which is almost a double price hike, a 200% price hike. So, okay, that's that. Remote raid participation limits. Trainers will be able to participate in a maximum of 5 remote raids per day. This maximum may change and increase for special events. Not likely. Unless you pay for the event.
Right, exactly.
Remote raid passes. Remote raid passes will be included in the pool of potential rewards for research breakthroughs. Excuse me. I almost vomited. Remote raid passes earned via research breakthroughs will still be subject to the existing inventory limit of 3 remote raid passes per trainer, which really sucks. If a trainer earns a remote raid pass from a research breakthrough while at the 3 remote raid pass limit, they will receive a premium battle pass instead, because they are obviously equal value now. Purchases of remote raid passes 3-packs will still allow you to hold up to 5 remote raid passes if you purchase it with 2 remote raid passes already in your inventory. Yeah. And then I'll just finish it off. It's the end of the article anyways. Candy XL's trainers who participate in the 5-star raids in person will earn more XL candy than before. I don't fully understand if that is because they already had an increase for people that did in person. It might be a further increase, or they're just restating that if you go out.
They're just restating what they said before.
I feel like that's going to be it, but it's just me. So that, and then since their introduction in 2020, remote raid passes have come to dominate the experience of playing Pokemon Go in a way we never intended. Rewarding trainers with additional Candy XL and adding other new features are 2 of the way we hope to further incentivize playing Pokemon Go in person with your friends, family, and community. We plan to keep remote raid passes as part of Pokemon Go as a visual glitch. That's it. However, we believe this change is necessary for long-term health of the game, and we do not make it lightly. We feel this is a necessary step towards our goal of preserving and improving the unique experience of playing Pokemon Go, a game we hope you continue to enjoy long into the future. It's hard to do it into the future when you're shooting yourself in the foot.
I was going to say.
So I'm back at the top. I guess we can just go in order. The price changes. That's the biggest thing. The most ridiculous thing.
Sure. For sure. I'm not surprised at that markup. Because it's like I'm thinking as if I were Niantic and if I wanted to make it so that remote raid passes were never supposed to be a thing, so having them be more of a premium kind of thing
without enraging your audience or your consumer.
I mean, so I wasn't very surprised at that price markup, but it's still a markup, quite the markup.
You weren't? I was actually shocked. Surprisingly,
what did you think?
I thought the leaks were correct. I thought it would be, because the leaks were saying it would be about 150, and then it would be the limit of 6 per day.
Was it? I don't remember the leaks.
At least my old leaks. I don't know if it had updated when it got closer, but I remember when we all figured out about it, they were saying it was going to be 150 per raid pass. And then they didn't say anything about bundles. So this price point is, at least for me, it's outrageous. It's insane. That is way too much. I get they're trying to de-incentivize it, but that is ridiculous. I thought clothing was expensive. At least you get to keep that forever. But like, this is just a roulette. This is a you're spending 200 Pokecoins on a chance, an opportunity to go fight a boss that you might not be able to take down. And then once you're done taking,
you're not even guaranteed to catch.
Exactly. Richard knows all about that. And so like you're paying 200 Pokecoins, which is what I think 500 Pokecoins is like $5.99, right? Something like that. It's like $1 for 100, I think.
Sure.
Yeah,
sure.
Just about. So that's $2 you're spending to get a chance to fight the raid boss. And then no guarantee that you'll beat the raid boss. No guarantee that you'll get your raid pass back. And then if you do happen to beat the raid boss, then you have to actually catch it. And then there's also a lottery luck draw that it's 125 that you'll actually get the shiny that you're actually wanting to get. And so I don't know. 100 seemed all right for the risk reward. Now that is just a ridiculous price point. $2 per encounter. That's not even guaranteed, especially if it's a hard Pokemon, like a really hard one, and you need like 6 people to do it. There's no, that doesn't make any sense. That's the risk of reward. I get that's what they're trying to do, but the risk reward does not make any sense. There's no incentive to still do raid passes unless you just have enough money to throw away and you didn't care in the first place. But
yeah, if you're like a full-time Pokemon Go YouTuber, then yeah, this.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure full-time. I haven't even like watched anyone's like reaction to this.
I've watched 2.
I'm kind of afraid to.
There's not. I don't know. I felt like this was such a huge hit. It was almost on par with the 40 walk distance, or the 40 kilometer walk distance, or radius, or whatever.
The radius, the Pokestop radius.
Because I get the Pokestop radius affects everyone, but at least the people that raid hard, like I do, or I did, this affects everything. Like the whole game. I didn't even like, catching was kind of getting mundane. I didn't really care as much. Battling lost its charm because it's so glitchy, first of all, and then second of all, when they rotate the metas, or the Great League, the Ultra League, and the Master League, once you get past the Great League, there's only a very specific meta that you can play, and if you don't play that meta, then you lose. And so it's hard to have fun for me if it's not the Great League. The Great League is the only one to mess around with.
You just have to like keep using the same Pokemon, and everyone else is using the same Pokemon. It's kind of doesn't. Well, yeah. I see. I totally get it.
That, and they don't update the moves, and they don't update the move list, and some OP Pokemon that are still OP, that have been OP for over a year now, are still just there dominating. And so it's like rating was the funnest part of the game for me after that.
Rating is like part of the reason why you started playing even more.
Oh yeah, I went hardcore all last year. And are you still there? Okay. You look like you froze for a second.
Oh no.
You were standing so motionlessly. You're just motionless.
Yeah.
You just disappeared. But yeah, no. Last year I was having a lot of fun catching. I was trying out new things. I went really hard into battling for a while, and then it kind of got mundane, so I stopped. But I was playing super hard, like trying to do a raid at least every day in person, because I have one pretty close to me. But like when I go out, I'd drive to school and then I'd hit up a raid. I'd invite people from like Pokegenie and all this stuff, and I'd get some raids done. So I'd do like 3 or 4 or 5 a day maybe. And that was when I wasn't grinding for like a Giratina or something.
Right.
And so like, yeah, that was one of the reasons why I joined, or like I went hard last year, and I had a lot of fun playing. I had a lot of stuff to show for it. I got shinies, I got Shundo, I got a lot of stuff that I like, and I guess the Shundo couldn't have come at a better time, because now I'm like really hands off.
Yeah, you got it at the perfect time, because now it's like,
before they fucked
when
it.
would you even get it now, you know?
Yeah. So.
But yeah, no, like I remember, like we've talked about like how remote raiding has changed the game so that people like you, who like, you know, it just made it that much more fun and that much more playable.
Yeah.
So
it was grindable.
Now that they're doing this, it's just like what? It's like, well, what's there to do now? What's there to do in Pokemon Go? Like we can't, like the global events aren't as good anymore.
If they're there at all.
Raids, right? If they're there at all. Remote raids, you know, they're doing all this to them, so it's like, what's there to look forward to now? Like what's like, there's community days, but even then it's like
com days have gone repetitive as hell. I am not excited for almost any com day anymore. Like it's hard for me to justify going out and actually playing, and not just playing from my house, catching like 3 shinies. I'm done. That's all I need. Like, it used to be a competition and you would get like 40 somehow. Just Japanese privilege apparently. But
no, for real, like we made it a thing, like, oh, we have to
was fun,
you know, I have to get the most shinies or whatever, and like, I would get like 40 whatever shinies, 40 shiny Gibble, and it was fun. I liked it, but then they nerfed community days, so it's like
I stopped caring so much that I was transferring shinies in front of you.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I'm like, they're like costume hat Pikachus. They're just filling up space at this point. Do I really need 50 shiny Duskulls? Do I really need 30 shiny Weedles? Like,
yes.
No.
You do need it.
Like, what are you gonna do with half of them at that point? You're like, at some point it gets so gratuitous that it's like, if it's not good IVs, and why do you have it? Nobody wants to trade it. Everyone has one. It's kind of like that. But I was like, so it just started to become really, I haven't been excited for a comm day. Even Larvitar, like, I was busy, so I was like, 3-hour time window, I'm gonna be at a retirement or a birthday party. Sorry, that takes priority. I'll catch a few.
Yeah,
so
that's a problem too. I just remembered that they did announce April's Community Day. For the longest time, I thought they hadn't announced April's Community Day.
What is it, Mr.
And I just realized right now that they did release it.
When? What is it?
It's Togetic.
Oh yeah, I'm stupid. They leaked all of them already.
I totally forgot. Like for the last like week, I had this random thought of like, oh, well, when are they gonna release the April Community Day? I totally forgot until now.
Nobody cares. It's cool. It's not a cool shiny, but it's cool. It's relevant.
Yeah, shiny's not. The shiny's not. Yeah, it is relevant. That's true. But the shiny's
that's all.
Like,
that's it.
There's no mega.
Yeah, and then the Togepi's behind raids. So the one that you would want. Nobody gives a fuck about Togetic. Sorry if anybody does. But Togepi is the main star. Am I wrong?
Togepi? You mean the one in eggs?
Yeah, like that's.
Oh. Yeah. No, you're right.
But Nah.
You're right. But anyways, what's the next point?
Yeah, I was about to. I didn't want to interrupt you.
No.
So what? That was the main thing. I think the price points are ridiculous for what they are. I would have been just fine with the participation limits. I know, again, we talked about it before already.
The 5 per day.
Yeah, it's like, again, the only people, it shouldn't have a limit in the first place, but if it was going to have a limit, 5 per day is above average play style. A lot of people don't do more than 5 a day. You'll be lucky if you find 90% of the population is not going to be doing that.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
So,
yeah, not everyone does that many.
There's like no point.
I would like to see the numbers, like who actually does it. But of course, like, you know, big YouTubers and stuff, you know, they'll do it. They'll
part of their job.
Stream it or whatever.
Like,
yeah, exactly. So
makes sense.
But yeah, for sure. Yeah, but it was 6, right? The leak said 6.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. That
I like
even
that.
less.
We forgot one. Let's take that out.
It would make sense if it was 6, though, wouldn't it? Because like you buy a bundle of 3.
When did they do anything that makes sense? By the way, just to reiterate, if you bought 6 remote raid passes, your almost daily limit, you would be spending over $10, because the 1200 Pokecoin pack I think is $9.99, so $10. So if you're doing that, you're almost paying a full $10 to do 6 raids, when it used to be half of that. That is insane. You could have done 12 raids for the same price before.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. And then they also mentioned that this maximum may change and increase for special events. So
who cares?
Cool.
Who fucking cares?
I guess. Like, I don't think they're gonna increase it by that much.
Even if they take it away, it's like, I'm not gonna. You're limiting me already by increasing the price. Why put a limiter when the price is now doubled anyways? Like, I am gonna stop remote raiding completely.
That's true. Like, what's the if they increase the that's true. If they increase the amount of raids that you could do per day, it's like you still raise the price. I still have to buy it. You know, even like if they do it like 10 per day.
Exactly.
Right. But it's during a special event where you have to buy a ticket for said event. So you have to buy that, and plus the raids that are already increased in price. So it's like that's even more money. So it's like,
and I see what they're doing. Like, I know it seems stupid, but it's the only thing it's the only thing they could have done, because if they got rid of the pass entirely, there would be a uproar more than whatever is happening now. This little whisper. And
people would be up in arms. Oh my gosh.
And
there would be a riot.
Right now they increase the price to get rid of people that can't afford the increased prices, and then for the people that can,
no more people allowed.
no more. You're not allowed.
No people allowed.
So yeah, it's like, if you can't afford the pass, then that completely gets rid of raid passes. And if you can't afford the pass and you're like a YouTuber, or you just have enough money to do it and you don't mind wasting a lot of money on it, then they have the limit so that they can essentially completely gut the raid pass without getting rid of it. For a lot of people, the raid pass is now gone.
Yeah.
And so it's them getting rid of it without them officially getting rid of it.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's still ridiculous. There. It's still there.
Yeah, you still have the option. The option is now just 2 times more.
It's just
Alex, you have the option to catch Pokemon. You just gotta wait. You gotta go out there. You'll find them.
There. The app is right there.
Do you have your daily catches? You get your 1 daily catches every morning. You can catch that. You'll be fine. You have the options.
Eyes on that.
So that's ridiculous.
Imagine if they got rid of that though. Imagine if they got rid of like the daily.
Alex is already done. Alex is just gonna be like, he's gonna open the app up again just to cancel his account.
Yeah, he checked out.
I wouldn't be surprised if he like transferred all his Pokemon to like home so he can transfer it to Scarlet or something. Just be done with
it. Yeah.
That's how much it takes. That's how much they f***ed up. Somebody that does not play barely anything because they've already beat him down, but he physically can't play mostly. And he doesn't even play, and they did a decision that made him want to quit.
Yeah.
Like, that's how bad it is.
Yeah.
But I guess we can talk about the next one. It's not a huge deal. It's kind of just a dick move, in my opinion. Basically, if you were gonna get a raid pass from your 1 week research breakthrough, right? It's just the big one. That's the only one that gives you the raid pass, I believe. Well, let's just say any research breakthrough that you get that would offer you a remote raid pass. If you didn't check your inventory and you had 3 remote raid passes and you collected it thinking you were gonna get one, it would be immediately switched to a premier battle pass instead. And you will never have another opportunity to receive that remote raid pass, which is double the price of the one they're replacing it with without telling you. So that's essentially what that says.
The regular premium battle pass, that's 100.
It's 100, and they added a 3-pack bundle for that now. That's 300. That replaced the remote raid passes.
Right. Okay.
Now you have that option.
So it would be nice if they did like some sort of like if they like before you claim your research breakthrough, like they have like some sort of
picture
warning or notification saying like, hey, you're maxed out on the remote raid passes. Are you sure you want to open this? So kind of like what they do with like the Team Go Rocket stuff, like before you battle
like level up and stuff. Where the CP levels.
Like when you're like right before you battle a Team Go Rocket grunt, and if your bag is full, they'll tell you like, hey, you're full, so you won't get any rewards.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
So if they did something like that, like okay, that would be better.
That sounds nice. So they definitely won't do that.
They won't. If they do it, it won't be for another like how many years or months or whatever. Like if they do that.
But like we updated the game, but we didn't say anything. It's a quality of life update. This should have came 1 year ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Like showing how many people are in a raid before it starts.
I do like, yeah, for real. I do like that they're adding it in the research breakthrough though. Like at least they're giving it to us in that way. But yeah, it's not gonna matter if you're already maxed out in the inventory.
So they're not adding it. It was already in there. I have only gotten it from my weeklies. If I finished a weekly every once in a while, I would get a remote raid pass with that weekly.
Oh, it's already in the game?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I think that's how Alex gets it sometimes. But if you finish the whole thing and you get the 5 days, right? To get the big research breakthrough?
7 days.
7 days. Yeah, so you finish the 7 days. That big one gives you a few items, and one of them, I don't know if it's guaranteed or just a potential drop, but I know a lot of the times I have gotten a remote raid pass from that. So it's already in the game. They're now just limiting it so that if you're packed up, you get a Premier Pass instead.
Huh.
So they're not doing anything but nerfing it. So.
Purchases of remote raid pass 3 packs will still allow you to hold up to 5 remote raid passes if you purchase it.
Yeah.
You purchase 2 remote. Oh, I see what you. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
So.
Well. So also with the research breakthroughs, I've noticed that the Pokemon keep rotating, like it's random Pokemon now, and I don't like that.
I just get meta chams constantly, or metatites, whatever the hell it's called.
I got a Snorlax the last time.
What?
Before that,
literally gotten like 4 in a row. All metatites. Not even joking with you. I thought it was a certain one for the season.
Yeah, I thought it so too. I haven't been paying attention at all. Like, I didn't realize that the research breakthrough was like way different now.
Yep, I have no idea. Bring back legendaries into your weekly breakthroughs, god damn it. That was
Not gonna happen. That will never happen again.
That was such a good feature. It's every 7 days. That's nothing. That's not game breaking at all. There's no need.
No,
and it wasn't even guaranteed.
Not too much.
It's like, it was a chance that you got a legendary, and I got I got my first Darkrai from that because I couldn't do raids. I got Darkrai, and I'm pretty sure I got Giratina from when we first started recording. I think I started playing again, and I got both of those Pokemon from there because I couldn't get it anywhere else. Now you have to be level 20 in the battle league to even get a chance to encounter, and you have to win 3 battles every 5 battles.
I got a shiny Zapdos. I got a shiny Zapdos from Research Breakthrough. I didn't know it was
Really?
shiny. Yeah.
I didn't even know that. Or I don't remember that.
Yeah. No, this was like before
Recording.
Pokemon. Before before the YouTube stuff. And I didn't that was like when I got back into the game and I didn't know what Research Breakthrough was.
You were like, whoa. Howdy doody.
And I got a Zapdos and I was like, oh, that's cool. But I didn't even realize that it was like sparkling or anything. I just caught it. And then like later, like I don't even know how much later. I was like, wait, that was a shiny.
You played the game and there was no shinies, and you joined back in. I'm assuming you didn't expect shinies.
Yeah, I didn't even know what a shiny was.
Wow, how dare you?
I got a shiny. I got a shiny Pinsir, and I'm like, why the hell is it purple?
Why is it so saturated?
Yeah,
it's like
I didn't know the existence of shiny Pokemon. So, and then like Pokemon Go taught me what a shiny Pokemon was.
It's like your repaints for your drivers.
Yeah.
The repaint's a shiny. That costs just as much.
Yep.
But yeah, so I guess
okay.
Continuing.
Just the XL candy, I guess. I don't know. Like we were saying, that's been the case, hasn't it? That's been the thing.
Yes. They, instead of increasing any, or actually no, yeah, they did that. Okay, so they increased. If you did it in person, they increased the amount of XL candies you got compared to if you did it remote. I just have a really good feeling about this one, that they're literally just saying trainers who participate in 5-star raids in person will earn more candy XL than before.
Yeah.
When is that before? Because
like that's the good point. Yeah.
Like we already do that.
Or the whole thing started, or like before now, like what you
before
mean by
COVID.
That?
Before COVID. They're trying to revert back to that, right?
Right? I guess you know what? We just gotta make a new pandemic, apparently.
Here, I'll start.
I know, right? Let's
But
go around.
so we're done with the article. It's a very short article, but we've already kind of mentioned our thoughts on each individual piece of it. Overall, I think we both can agree that this is a horrible change that really sucks. I will before I was gonna naked. I was gonna ask, maybe we can say like how is, God, I'm like blanking out. Maybe how is this gonna affect our gameplay going forward? I know it'll affect me in different ways, and it will affect you different ways, and so we have two different perspectives. Maybe we can say how that's gonna affect our gameplay going forward, because I know it's already affected mine.
Yeah. How is this gonna affect me? I mean, I think I mentioned before, this already affected me. Like, it already, I already slowed down my gameplay. So,
Yeah.
That's it. Like, it was just, like, I just haven't been doing raids. Like, I did the Lugia when I was in Okayama, the one that I sent you guys. That was just the shiny. I got the shiny Lugia. Just, I was just. But that's because the raid was there. I just opened my app. The raid was there, and I just did it just because it was there. So that's really the only times I will do raids, is if it's there.
Yeah.
Like, I happen to open my app and there's a raid that's happening, and people want to do it. I'll do it. But other than that, like remote raiding, last time I remote raided was for Groudon and Kyogre, the primals.
Oh yeah, makes sense.
But yeah, but other than that, no. Before that, maybe it was the Hoenn Megas, the Blaziken and Swampert and all that.
Well, you got a lot of free passes, right? Yeah, like 7.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So even then, I was doing a lot of in-person raids. But
The free ones.
The free ones, exactly. Other than that, I haven't been doing remote raids. So honestly, this doesn't really affect me so much because Niantic already did the damage.
Yeah, they've already beaten you down so much.
Exactly.
Now you're just numb.
Exactly. Also, one thing that I like, this bottom paragraph here, where like that starts with since their introduction in 2020, like it says other new features. It says other new features, and when you click on it, it brings you to the article that. Remember that it was the same article where we talked about the whole Regidrago elite raids.
God, yeah.
It was that whole fiasco where they weren't working and stuff, which is hilarious still, that they broke Regidrago in the game, and they released this statement at the same time.
It wasn't even broken. He wasn't even there.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like this rewarding trainers with additional Candy XL. I mean, yeah, I guess. And adding other new features, what are these features? This article is just a bunch of nothing.
It's
just a bunch of nothing. Like, there's nothing new there's nothing exciting to this. Like, none of this has to do with remote raids anyways. Like, what does this have to do with raiding in general? Like, the elite raids are like a different thing. Like, what does that have to do with?
Bad.
They're like, these are two of the ways we hope to further incentivize playing Pokemon Go in person. Like, how are any of these incentives? They're not.
And they're campfire shit.
You're giving us broken elite raids, like elite raids that don't work.
Yeah.
This campfire stuff that no one cares about, and the community ambassador program is a bunch of.
It is a joke. It's a fucking joke.
joke. It's a
Who are
joke.
these ambassadors? They can't say anything. Nobody comes out right forth and says, hey, I'm an ambassador with Pokemon Go. No, who do we contact? Who do we talk to? Who is a community leader that actually goes on our behalf? And if they are saying anything and they're not listening, what is the point of having the ambassador program? Because obviously none of our concerns are getting relayed or aren't getting implemented into the game.
No.
So it's like, and then nobody else, all the ambassadors don't want to talk about. I get that it's your livelihood and it's not. The more you talk shit about the game that is your entire channel, the less money and revenue you're going to be making, and your self-made business is not going to be feasible anymore. That's kind of what happened to Trainer Tips. Like, he complained about Pokemon Go so much that his fan base just kind of left. And
but now but then he started getting like stuff from Niantic, I'm pretty sure, right?
I have no idea. I honestly stopped watching him once I started. I kind of was interested in his camper van renovations, and then I fell off.
Oh yeah.
It was like, when did this become a how-to channel and not a?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. That's what it just seemed like to me. Like, it seemed like that he was like, he wasn't interested in the game anymore. He didn't like the game anymore. But then there was like one video I remember where they Niantic actually gave him a research for free.
What the hell? That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was the Galarian Mr. Mime research.
Oh, ew. The worst one.
When it first came out, you had to pay for the research. Yeah, they gave it to him.
I remember he.
That's why it was like things like that. I'm pretty sure like they sucked him back in. I haven't watched his content like in like a long time, but that's what it seemed like to me.
Well, I watched his video when he came back into it, because he basically said he was done and that he was going to be doing very little Pokemon Go content, but he was going to be doing his adventure vlogs. And I'm like, that's kind of cool. Like, branch out. I think Pokédex is doing a similar thing. He's mentioned it in podcasts where he's like, you start with educational content and then you expand out to entertainment content, and that makes the people like you as a brand instead of just you're the information guy. So
right,
because the game's not gonna last forever. But I remember he made a video. He was like, you know what, I'm not gonna quit the game because I haven't even beat the game. Basically, once I'm gonna grind as hard as I've ever done to reach level 50, and then I'm gonna officially quit the game. I'm gonna complete it, and then I'm gonna quit it. And then after that, I'm pretty sure he's still uploading videos. So he still gets a consistent viewing base, so he has enough to make a living. So I guess you do you, but it kind of shows an example of what you get if you don't like Pokemon Go because it's not being good to you, and you try to move on and you don't have a base built yet. Your self-made business, a channel, is going to die.
Right. Absolutely.
And so I know I bash on them, but I'm also like, I can understand your only source of revenue is at stake when you say anything.
Sure.
But it's also at least the big YouTubers like JT Gilly and Zoe Two Dots, and I would still watch them if they just started uploading Pokemon Go Let's Plays or Nuzlocke or sorry, Pokemon regular games. But like, if I like their personalities. Yeah. And so I still watch the Pokemon Go content. I still enjoy watching it for different reasons. Like Pokédex is informational, and I like some of his content. He's a little cringe sometimes, but I enjoy it. You do you. But like Zoe Two Dots is very relaxing when I watch hers, and she's informative too, and she gets everything ahead of time because she's in New Zealand or Australia. But I always do this. I get on a rant, but I still think they can at least just talk about it more. Like, the whole point.
Yeah.
Like, the game is so much fun, and it's being hijacked by the people that created it.
Yeah, it's so weird.
And I really
Wild.
enjoy the game. It's a huge part of our life. It's a huge part of the channel. It's a huge part of why we even started talking again in the first place. Like, it had been a while, and like it just kind of clicked with that and the collections, and everybody met up, and it's a huge thing that I really like, and you really like, and a lot of people really like, and they still play it consistently, even though it's just been awful lately.
Yeah, it like the concept is just really good. It's a really fantastic concept. Like I remember like back in the day when they first were advertising it before the game even launched.
Oh God.
Like people were just like super excited.
Yep.
So like nothing like this has ever been done. Like you go and catch Pokemon in the real world. Like that's cool.
People kept comparing it to Google Maps for me. It was like Google Maps, but there'd be Pokemon on your screen. That's how I kept getting advertised.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's just, and then, yeah, you're right. It's being hijacked by the people who made the game, which is such a weird thing to say.
They're making those stupid ass, the NBA one, then they're not horrible,
Yeah.
It went from Hogwarts.
There was supposed to be a Transformers one, but that
am I gonna go to a gas station and the vending machine is gonna turn into a fucking transformer? Like,
yeah, heck yeah.
Just they're just gonna put some googly eyes and an arms flopping outside of it. I'd play that if that was the case.
So how did this update affect you then?
Oh yeah, that's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh no, we got off on a tangent there.
It honestly affects me a crap ton. Because like I said before, that's all the other stuff has gotten boring. Like, I still go on every once in a while and I'll catch some Pokemon. Calm days are not as good as they used to be, first of all, and then second of all, it's the same thing for 3 years now, 4 years now. It's been a while, and the same rotation happens constantly, to where they rotate from rare to calm day to gym. It's just the same rotation has been happening for years, and it's exhausting now. Calm days are a chore for me sometimes. Like, the only reason I would go out for a calm day is because Angel invited me out to one, and we played and we walked around, but we hung out. I didn't even care about what I caught.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, I went out and I caught less Pokemon than I would have if I stayed in. So that's also not an incentive. I walked around at a park.
That I've noticed that too. Sometimes with me. Like, I'm like, why am I getting more just by sitting in a train and not walking?
That's different. You are manipulating the system, sir.
I am. But even sometimes when I'm like staying home too, you're right. Like when I'm staying home, like sometimes I feel like, why am I getting so many as to compare to like if I were to go to downtown? Like, why?
Yeah. And if you do catch more, it's like one. I get there's different things, like Richard doesn't have as many spawns as I do. I have a gym right there and I have a Pokestop next to me. But still, if I'm gonna go out, I expect at least double what I would get periodically checking my phone at the computer. Because I would catch like 3 or 4 on the computer, and when I went out with Angel, I caught 4. I think I got 4 or 5. That was it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what was the point of me? Like, if I'm going out revolving around Pokemon Go, like they want me to, I'm not gonna do that. It's not worth it. There's no incentive for me to go out. There's only punishments if I stay in. And So to answer your question, it affects me a lot, and I'm probably just gonna stop remote raiding entirely because that's too much money. Like,
It's a lot of fun.
I could balance myself out and get a good amount of raids to feel satisfied when I had the other amount, because I would do and I would do a lot in person. So maybe I'll do some in person, but at least as of right now, there's no incentive to open my app for anything. Nothing.
Yeah.
Just
Sure.
like, I find myself skipping over it constantly, and I'm like, oh, maybe I should open up my app. I'll be honest, when I'm in the bathroom, sometimes I open my app and catch whatever's around me. It happens. Everyone does it.
Every day.
The duty calls. But but yeah, like, I constantly find myself saying why, and I'll just go over to Instagram and start scrolling.
Yep.
So I feel like their main problem right now is that there's no incentive. I know their goal is to try to get us out and collect the AR data, but trying to force us to go out and taking away the stuff that would help us not have to go out is making the game unplayable.
Yeah.
And so ultimately, I feel like that defeats the purpose of all the changes they're making.
Yeah.
Because it's just making people not want to play. So you're not gonna. Maybe they want the fan base to die. Maybe they finally want to be done with this game so they can turn it off and focus on their other stuff. Maybe that's what they're trying to do. Release NBA. they're trying to release the other game so they can get a brand new fan base that's not so rabid.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
Like, they want to collect the AR data without the burden of having to please the fans, to have a moderate level of standards.
Yeah, exactly. I think, the next time that you get excited for Pokemon Go, at least a little excited maybe, I think it's going to be when you come to Japan.
Yeah, they're probably all in place. And Halloween. I like Halloween stuff. Just, I don't know. I'll probably jump back on at some point. I've been slowly. I'll like open it once and I'll see a Baneri, a Bidoof, and a fucking some random ass Pokemon, and I'm like, I'm not even gonna bother catching these. Oh, a picky peck. Always a picky peck. Useless ass thing.
Oh.
And so there's so many things that are just sitting there, and I'm like, is it worth the few seconds I can take to catch all these and check if they're shiny, or should I just put it away and enjoy being outside?
Yeah.
At that point, I feel like I'm more outside when I'm not playing the game. I actually get to enjoy where I'm at.
Sure. Yep.
Yep.
Well, yeah, I don't know. These last two paragraphs here on the site, on the blog here,
just slap in the face.
I don't know. I'm not feeling them.
They desperately want to move back to 2020, obviously, so they're gonna do everything in their power. Absolutely.
They definitely want to go back to the days of 2016, and that's never going to happen. That will literally never happen again.
They're trying to not piss off the fan base while doing the thing that would piss off the fan base. They're trying to get away with it, and I get mad that people aren't talking about it more in the context that it should be talked in. Is that if I can end this thing with anything, it would be that Pokemon Go Niantic is trying to sneakily take away remote raid passes without you feeling like they took away your option, so that you don't get mad about it, but they can still make it inaccessible to people that don't have crazy amounts of money, and the people that do are limited. So they're nerfing it, just like incense. Incense had the same thing happen to it. Nobody uses incense. because it's still available. You still have access to it. They didn't get rid of it, but they might as well have. It's garbage. And so now raid passes are garbage too. It's like, just get rid of it.
Yeah, the Aperture instance, yeah, that's it.
They got rid of it while keeping it, so they want to have their cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
That's my stance on it. People get mad. Like, influencers acknowledge that they literally took away raid passes, but they're just hiding it. Like, just admit it.
Niantic. Come on, what are you doing? Here's Niantic again, part 2.
Dude, I love this game. Just get out of our way and let us play it.
Yeah.
Like, we're giving you money.
Exactly.
Do you want my money or not? Like,
you better not.
So, yeah. Any final statements?
No. That's it.
That's it.
Really
okay.
Say.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.